Hello, and welcome to Yelling Out Loud. I'm your host, Bobby Lee. And today we're going to discuss everything from friends and family to NASCAR and sports, including current news, gadgets and technology, life, social media, apps, music, software, and food. So I'll tell you what, people, sit back and enjoy the show. All right, let's start the show today discussing resumes. Now, I've seen 1,000 resumes in my life, thousands and thousands. And I'm going to tell you what, every once in a while, not every once in a while, quite a while, I see people just jam so much information in these things. You almost are like, are they vice president or president of the U.S.? I mean, my Lord, do they put everything in there? On a resume, you have to pertain to the job you're seeking and be specific and keep it short and sweet. I mean, that's all you have to do. Now, by doing this, I mean, you're going to start out with either an elegant resume or a standardized resume. Now, what I mean by elegant, that gets into people who are going for the professional job, possibly a lawyer firm you're going to be getting in with, some office type job you're going to be getting in with. You can also use it for standards. Standards okay. But be creative when doing these things. Okay, we see a million of them. We see a million of these resumes come over with Microsoft Word. Pretty simple. Layouts there for you. You put it out there. It's great. It's boring, but it's good. Hey, do better. Be creative. Also pertain to the job. So simply, the way I like it is, I like to see a resume say it's elegant. I want to see at the very top your name. And just underneath your name, I want to see the position. I want to see what you're going for. At that point, step on down. Give me a profile of you. Now, I need it short and sweet, one paragraph. Okay, 5, 6 sentences. Keep it pertained to the job. Give me your profile. After that, step down. Let's get to your professional experiences. We're going into whatever. You're going to start with of course, go on and tell me you started this one this year to this. What did you do in the job? That's great. But say you don't have that many jobs out there. You're young. You're only, say, 27. You've had 3 jobs all your life. Or, I'm sorry, let's go to 30. You've had 3 retail store manager type position jobs. 3 of them. After that, you got into one firm and then another firm after you finished college, whatever. Or you moved up. We're talking any kind of job here. I would take those retail jobs and combine them into one, giving your titles in there. Keep it short. Because remember, you're not going for a retail manager at this point. You're going for something better, bigger. That's the one we need to get really focused on. So this retail store manager, beef it up, make it look nice, great, but keep them all into one single knockout and tell me it's from 2011 to 2015. All those years, but you had 3 jobs in that time during your college years. It's great. It doesn't matter. Okay? Keep it short and sweet, I said. Because we want to hit what you're going for. That's where your other ones come in at. What are you going for? What are you trying to get? Let's start there. Okay, next, this is all on one page, mind you. You're going to have off to the side or bottom, however, you're going to have a small contact. And I would advise you to do, of course, your phone, definitely your email, but I advise you to get into LinkedIn. This thing is huge and growing in popularity. A lot of your businesses now are going into LinkedIn and looking up who, why. They're looking at this. They want to see your connections. Who are you with? How are you working in the system? I'm going to explain also, once you're in LinkedIn, how to change your URL. That's what you're going to use for your resume. Because right now, LinkedIn gives you a URL that is your name and a number, off the wall number. It could be 038887822. It's off the wall. You could change that your URL. It will also be on a PDF on yellingoutloud.net. So you can go there and go get it. But moving on, let's get into your resume. You got your contacts. I want your phone, your email, and your LinkedIn in there. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Remember, I told you. Next, we're moving into the skills. Keep it short and sweet. Here, don't tell me certificates and all this stuff. Just keep it simple. Bam, what are you qualified for? What can you do? Mainly, what can you do for me? That's the big one. After that, get on down to your education, post them, and be done. That is all you need to sell yourself. Okay? Keep it simple. The other thing you have to do, and I'm telling you right now, that should go with it, is real simple. You're going to do a cover letter, almost in the same kind of format. Name at the top, job going for, and then kind of do that phone, email, and LinkedIn account. How can they get it? How can they get a hold of you on the web? That's critical. Then you're going to go ahead and start with your cover letter to human resources or to whomever. Get it on there. Get it all down. Tell me why you're interested in joining me. Tell me what you got to give to me. Also in there, punch out some of those goals. Tell me what you could do for me with those goals. That is critical because once you do all that, it's great. It's simple. I know the goal you're reaching for. Simply to look you up on the net, I can do it. Shoot you over an email, give you a call, however, but I got all that information and that is all I need. Now remember, I told you could do it in an elegant form. And I've seen elegant forms have everything from their picture. Now, I do not specify you put your picture on there, but I have seen it done. It looks good, but I have some people put their picture on their resume. Sometimes that's not all good because some guys, you might wear a beard. And I'm telling you what, some companies frown and we don't want to get caught. I know you can't, but you don't post your picture. Okay, let them come to you. At that point, the next thing you're going to do is, if you've got it, is be creative. Remember, I told you. Sometimes I even put the logo. Say if you worked at a law firm. Well, you got the law firm's logo goes on there. And say if you're doing a standard resume, that's fine. Say you worked at Kroger's. Put the Kroger logo right on the edge and put Kroger, blah, blah, blah. That little sign of putting effort into making your resume you really stands out to people. Okay, it's very attractive. So just remember this. Be creative all you can be, but don't kill it. Don't sit there and do word after word after word. I don't want to read a book. I don't have that kind of time. None of us do. We want to go through this thing and say, boom, he's got what we need. Remember, I told you pertain to the job. There are times you will have to change your resume for that job. Okay, you always keep it going. If you want to do an elegant resume or a standard resume, I prefer you use something like Publisher. You can get very creative. Look out there. You can do these things in Publisher. Okay, Microsoft Publisher. You can do them in Word. You can, but be creative. All right. Now you don't have to go out there and buy a $40 resume template or a resume software program. They're out there. But listen, it's real simple. Keep it simple. Be interesting. They're going to say, hey, this is different than the rest. And they're going to like it. But remember, I'm going to tell you how to change your LinkedIn URL. And that's critical because it makes it short, sweet, and simple when it goes on your resume for later on down the road. So just run over to yellingoutloud.net and it'll be on there in a PDF file. I'll have it there for you. Hey, people, you take care and we're moving on. Hey, we're moving on to this new comedian. She's talented like no other. If you've been on YouTube, you've seen her, no doubt. She uses the Snapchat program to create not only the visual effect, but she's also funny because she says, I ain't doing it. And I'll tell you what, she's definitely got everybody laughing. My own kids turned me on to this, and it was, I really had to dig more into it. If you've listened to her, she's pretty amazing. I'm talking about Heather Land. She's going to be our spotlight artist we're going to talk about today. And Heather is 40-something years old. We won't go into that part. But she is a gospel singer. She created an album in 2011 called Pouring It Out For You. She also is a blog writer and a comedian, no doubt. So now we're going to move on to, she's divorced. She's got 2 children. She currently resides in Tennessee. And she's been from Tennessee to Texas to Colorado, multiple areas. But after 20 years gone, she moves back to Tennessee and her life is taking off, I'm telling you. But I'm going to play you 3 skits that she does from a car. It's hilarious. And I had to reduce some of the noise background because she is in the car. But I'm going to do 3 skits for you. And the very first skit is called Fruit Poops. Check it out.
Y'all, I finally found something that really does offend me. And that's office poopers, y'all. You know, I told y'all before that we used to work in this building and we were like the clampets of the building, but these girls were just so cute and pretty, but they could tear up a bathroom like nobody's business. One old gal went in there and she sprayed some perfume before she did her thing, which in turn made it smell like fruit poops. There ain't nothing worse than somebody else's smell and then to add on some perfume and make it smell like fruit poops. And then you got dry heave. That's offensive. And then you'll go in, if you ever go into somebody's bathroom and they got some air freshener on the back of the commode, y'all ever go in there after somebody's done something real awful and then you look on the back of the commode and they've sprayed some tropical Hawaiian biscuit. If Hawaii smells like that, I ain't never been, but if it smells like that, I ain't gonna go. Hibiscus poop flower. I just, you know, it looks real pretty. It does. I've seen it on the looky box. And if it smells like that, I'll just watch it on the TV. We got little bitty waterfalls here in Oklahoma. I'll just enjoy them. I ain't going to Hawaii if it smells like that. That's offensive to me.
That was Fruit Poops. It's funny. It's kind of hilarious how she does these. We're moving on to the next one. And I'm telling you what, you're going to love it. It's called Break from Work.
Well, hello, sugars. I hope you're doing good today. Staying good and healthy and being sweet to each other and just having a good day. I do. I'm taking a little bit of a break from work today, and I'm sitting here thinking about all the different kinds of folks we have in this world. We've got some folks that, boy, they like to toot their own horn, loud and proud. Boy, they've done it all. They've seen it all. They've done a lot better things than you ever have. They're smarter. They'll see a picture of themselves and, boy, I look good there, don't I? And I kind of admire it to some point, and then most of the time it's kind of annoying to me, just tell you the truth. And then there's some folks, mostly women, that will just, boy, they'll cast that
All right. Hey, now that was break from work, and now we're going into last but not least. Think about this. She's in the drive-through at McDonald's, and she's ordering food. So get ready for this one. It's McDonald's, people. Check it out.
Many things today are ever changing. But one thing you can count on that will always stay the same is the McDonald's drive-thru menu. How do you not know? What are you doing up there? Waiting on that speaker to read your mind? I can't with you. Ma'am, I don't care if you're ordering for the Duggars. I shouldn't have had to take off a half-a-day vacation waiting on you to get her done. I mean, it's fine. It's a tough call. Nuggets or burgers, that's a hard one. Long as I can get home in time for my son's next birthday, we should be fine. It's in a couple of months. Tell you what, I'd rather wait on the Browns to make it to the Super Bowl than wait in line behind you again. I ain't doing it.
And there you have it, Heather Land. Hey, if you people want to see more of Heather, you really need to go check her out. You can check it out at https://facebook.com/I ain't doing it / You'll find her on Facebook. Just type in I ain't doing it. And you'll find her definitely on YouTube. She has her own channel on there. And then she also has her blogs. https:// heatherland.blog/ And I'm telling you what, you really need to go check this lady out. It's pretty neat. And if I get a chance, I'll go ahead and post her concerts. She has small ones, very nice ones though, that you can go to and see her live. So people, check out the spotlight on yellingoutloud.net of Heather Land. We're moving on. All right, everybody. Now we're moving on to the app of the week for me. And I'd like to go ahead and share this one with you. A colleague of mine got me into this app, and I decided, this is the app for my family. Now, you can use this for your family. You can use this app for somebody that you just want to keep track of, whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend that they're all alone. You want to make sure they're safe. These are great things. But I'm going to tell you what, we're moving on to this because I want to tell you about the app called Life 360. You need this app. Now, all my kids are all over the United States. Most of them live alone. And I know as a parent, you really want to make sure your kids are safe and what they're doing. And especially if you were just home and my wife's going to work or coming home, I want to know she's getting there safely. Or my kid's out driving around, I want to make sure he's all right and that he's getting to where he needs to be, point A to point B on time. But I'll tell you what, this app is awesome. It is amazing. Let me give you for instance. My wife's heading to work. She's heading down the road. I can literally see a map of her driving. As she's driving, it's moving, gets all the way to her work. And if she programmed it to be her work, it would tell me that she has made it to work. Very nice. Now I can zoom in on that map and see exactly where she's at. Now, that would be great. Could you imagine seeing if your kid made it to school or anything like that? But get this. It also, I believe in the premium edition, can even tell how fast they're driving. So if he was supposed to be driving on a 35-mile area, 35 miles an hour, and he was doing 60, you got him. Hey, slow down. You can see all of this, okay? It tells you when they get home even. If you're not home and they make it home, it sends you a little text. Hey, she made it home or he made it home. Another great thing, you can chat right inside the program. You can do a single chat. You can do a group chat. This is nice. I mean, you get the driver details. You get the entire distances they drove, everything. Now, I know it sounds like you're getting too much information on somebody, but in today's world, you need to be safe. I mean, really, really safe. And it's kind of nice if the whole family can know where everybody's at just to make sure they're safe. You're all synchronized. You all can do what you want. And it's great. You get to see it right there on the screen. So if you want this program, you can get it on Android. It's available. You can get it on iOS, Apple. You can get it. You can also get it at https // www.life360, all one word, life360.com. This is awesome, awesome program for you. And I'm telling you what, it's definitely worth it. It'll help you and your family and give you a peace of mind knowing where they're at. It even has, let me go into one more thing for you. It's got driving analysis. It gives you a weekly report. Has crash detection, an emergency response built into it. I mean, this is all kinds of peace of mind you can get on this thing. So if you want to just make sure somebody's safe at all times, this you need to do, okay? Tell you what, people, go on out there, get Life 360, well worth it, well worth it. So I'll tell you what, with that info, you either go to my site, check it out. I'm moving on. All right, hey, we're moving on to some new technology out there that I think the guys and ladies will like. Now, this is a little different than probably what most of you are used to, but I want you to think about this. They have now come out with, and some of your big watch manufacturers, high dollar manufacturers, are making one-hand watches. You know, there's that hour hand and then your minute hand. That's gone. It's one hand only now. Those are the new things coming out that everybody is getting into. And it's really simple. A real simple design. You have to think of it like from 12 to 1, if you're in between is 12:30. It's really weird how the watch looks, but the one hand is going in increments of 5. Every minute that we consider minutes is 5 minutes on the watch. So think of it that way. It's really cool. And I'm telling you, multiple places have these. Again, you go to the website, I'll have a couple up there. A lot of high dollar people have these watches. And they're becoming quite interesting out there. We have Meister Singer. We have Amazon's getting into it. So if you want to go check it out on Amazon, go get a one-hand watch. These are the latest things out there. And I will have them on the website and show you. Also, I'll tell you what, go to YouTube. They're all over YouTube. One-hand watch. That's all you have to say. A single-hand watch. Again, latest technology. And it's what everybody's into today. So go check it out. We're moving on. All right, now we're moving on to the recipe edition of the show. I'd like to touch base on a one that you and the family can cook together, you and the kids. It's a great little recipe, and I believe it's going to be special for the family to do. I'm talking about Chef Boyardee ravioli lasagna. You make it at home using Chef Boyardee ravioli. This is neat. I found this on www.geniuskitchen.com. That's www.geniuskitchen.com. I'll have the recipe and the link on yellingoutloud.net for you to go to. But right now, it is awesome for you and the family to do. And all you need, I'm going to yell out the ingredients right now. No stick cooking spray, just a can of that. A cup of frozen loose cut spinach leaves. 1 cup of that. 2 cans, 15-ounce cans of Chef Boyardee ravioli, 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes, drain them well, and then 1.5 teaspoons of dried Italian seasoning. Then you need 1 cup of 1% low-fat cottage cheese, a half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1 cup of shredded Italian cheese. Now, get your oven preheated to 375 degrees. This does make an 8x8 pan, so if you want a bigger pan, you're going to have to double the ingredients up or how you want to break it up for the pan that you've got. So, just saying, this makes 6 servings, but some people eat a little bit more than that. So, this does make 8x8. So, what you want to do is get your oven to 375 degrees preheated. Then go ahead and place your spinach in the microwave. Cover it with plastic. Put it on high for 2 minutes. And then get the water out of it. Squeeze it dry when it's all done. Next, you're going to combine the ravioli, the drained tomatoes, and the Italian seasoning in a microwave-safe bowl. You're going to cover it with plastic and microwave on high for about 3 to 4 minutes or until it gets hot. Then combine the cottage cheese, spinach, and black pepper in a small bowl. Okay, next you're going to place half of the ravioli mixture in the bottom of the baking dish. Top with half of the cottage cheese mixture and half cup of shredded cheese. Repeat these layers all the way till you're done. Bake it all for 15 minutes or until the cheese is completely melting and hot and bubbly. And it's done. That's it. You layer it like lasagna. It's just so good. But you can find it on yellingoutloud.net. It is the link to the www.geniuskitchen.com recipe. And I'll get you there. Okay? If you think you'd like to try this with the kids, it is a great thing to do. I'm all about the family and getting it done. All right, people, we're moving on. Okay, hey, let's touch base here before we exit the show. I would like to thank the fans out there, the people who keep this show going. Without you, I wouldn't do it. It's very nice to have. If you want to be a sponsor, any business out there, Technology Place, go to shoot me over an email. Go to my website at yellingoutloud.net. You can get a hold of me there. Shoot me over an email. But I would like to thank the following countries for getting involved and listening to me. Of course, the United States, always. Japan, France, Ireland, Australia, the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Canada. Thank you all. And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and run through the top 5 cities this show is played in. And there is a lot of them. The list is ungodly to look at. But I'm going to do the top 5 where everybody's listening. And that is San Francisco, number 1. San Jose, number 2. Ashburn, Virginia, number 3. Leeton, Alabama, number 4. And the top 5 one, Pulaski, Tennessee. Thank you all for listening. And I guess we'll move on. And this is the end of the show. And love y'all. Yelling Out Loud is a TK Ramray production.